50,000 cases filed each year. Our case was chosen. Why? Let me take a step back. I became a lawyer for the earth, not because I thought it would be fun, and not because I thought it would be easy or well paid for that matter. No, I chose that because I believed that we could, and therefore must, leave this world better than we found it. So I believed that if I could use my voice, my skill set as a lawyer, and even my stubbornness, I could help protect our planet. Honestly, in 2025, it has been really hard to hold on to this belief. I mean, look around the world. Climate crisis escalating. Biodiversity loss increasing. Plastic pollution everywhere. Wars, wars, and wars. It's an endless stream of crisis. And it's hard, I find, not to feel overwhelmed and not to feel that you're just shouting into the void. And that's a feeling that's heavy. It doesn't feel good. It wears on you, especially when you care. So what do we, those who care, do with this? How do we show our colors in a world that feels really dark? I've been asked this question quite a lot in the last few years in podcasts and interviews. People would be like, so Michaela, what's the trick? How do you find hope? What gives you the strength for all the climate lawsuits you're filing? And that's a question you kind of need to answer. So I would smile, I'd nod, I'd say something smart, I'd had a quote ready, but I didn't know either. And it bothered me. And in search for an answer, I discovered something that I'd like to share with you today. I believe the answer is in the details. Let me explain. My client suffers from multiple sclerosis. And the tragic detail here is that when it gets warm, like 25 degrees, a nice summer day, his body kind of stops working. He has to sit in a wheelchair. And when it gets hot, like today, like this week, like next week, he can no longer push that wheelchair by himself. So Max becomes housebound, isolated, trapped by the heat, unable to beat the heat. And now imagine what a warming world feels for someone like him. Not in abstract graphs, distant futures, but today. Day by day, year by year. It's a slow erosion of his mobility, of his freedom, of his dignity. And so, this critical temperature threshold, this detail, became the foundation of a lawsuit Max and I filed against the Republic of Austria. Not because there were people asking us to do this or giving us money or support, actually the opposite. At the time I had to file this case, I was personally in a very dark place. I had to experience a severe personal loss in the early stages of my first pregnancy. I felt lost, the world felt dark, and yet there was this detail, and I knew it was powerful. Because in law, details are everything. They are the cracks where the sunlight gets in. They are the threads that can unravel massive, heavy systems, like the law. And so we filed. 3 years later, that case was granted priority status by the European Court of Human Rights. Only a tiny fraction of cases reach that status. There's 50,000 cases, new cases, that land before this court. And ours, out of all these cases there, got priority status. So it's huge. It's really huge. And the case grew. It's no longer about Max versus Austria, because Austria, as a member of the European Union, made this case about the EU and its climate laws. So if we win this, it will be a legal earthquake, because it will mean that it's not just Austria that has to act, put norms in place, but also the EU. It will raise the bar. They will also have to actually protect and not just promise. And besides, it's a judgment that's binding for courts in 46 European countries. It's not just the case that grew, it's also the people, the team. After I filed, I found an organization called CLAW to support Max's case and many others. And actually, this one lawsuit has already given rise to more than a handful in the last 2 years. So the story of one detail has already given rise to many lawsuits and many people. And it's the privilege of experiencing this which brings me here today in this room. You're not all lawyers, but your details matter. The things you notice, the stories you carry, the skill sets you think are too small, they actually have the power to change systems. So I believe in 2025, the mantra more than ever has to be show your colors. We all have to show our colors, especially when the world feels dark. Because in the end of the day, it's not the big speeches, it's not the massive reforms that change systems. It's the details of the many. And so trust that there are people out there, like Max, like me, like Claude, the team we built, like many more, fighting in the details. And I believe that all our details can paint a new picture of the future. Details for future it is. Thank you.